Hello, my name is Charles Du Toit, and I'd like to talk to you about leading in the morning after. Do you remember a movie called The Poseidon Adventure? The latest version came out in 2006-7, but previously there was a version that came out in 1972. It tells the story of a cruise liner packed with people over New Year, and on almost the strike of New Year, this cruise liner is hit by a tsunami and capsizes. And the survivors spend a stressful time trying to get out of this cruise liner. The 1972 version really looks weak nowadays in terms of special effects. But there was a special element to that movie, and that was the theme song, The Morning After. This beautiful, haunting song, which perhaps sounds a little corny in modern day music, but the words are still relevant. There's got to be a morning after. If we can hold on through the night, we have a chance to see the sunshine. Let's keep looking for the light. I think that as we crest this tsunami wave of COVID-19, I think the idea of looking for the morning after, the new future, is worth stopping and thinking about. The reality is that morning afters never revert to the day before. Our morning afters are shifted lives. They have changed dramatically. The morning after a funeral, during the time of suffering and grief, we look for the morning after. But the morning after a funeral is different. The morning after a crisis, after a storm, after a fire, after a tragedy, that we look for the morning after those things. But always, they're not the same as the day before. And I think in the morning after of COVID, we are going to find the world very different. Markets are tougher. Finances have been devastated. Clients are going to battle. We've become digitized. We are using information like we've never used before. And the world has completely defaulted and shifted. So our morning after is going to be different. And I think that we can grasp an opportunity in this morning after and say, well, there is a possibility that while we have sacrificed so much to get to this morning after, that when the morning after happens, it's time to renew and refresh and rethink some of the things we do, our business models, our approach to people, our social integration. COVID has done one thing, and that is that it has illustrated to us so closely with the social distancing thing that our relationships with people are crucial and that they're at the heart of our very humanity. So in the morning after, from a leadership perspective, I think that there is an opportunity to refresh and recalibrate the culture of our leadership relationships. That's the organizational leadership culture as well as our individual leadership. In 2020, increasingly, I think we've understood that the planning, the strategic thinking, the vision that leaders have are crucial. But unless the followers support, unless the followers are engaged, unless the followers are passionately rolling out these visions, they could just be good ideas. And so the secret of leadership goes beyond just the ability to think and foresee and project a solution. It's also about building the relationship with people, with followers who trust you and who trust their leaders and are inspired by the future that is laid in front of them. There are two types of ways in which we get people to do things, and without being fancy or critical about it, you may well be the leader who has trust and influence amongst your people. But there are leaders who are more managers. They use their positional power, their title, to achieve results. And people, they achieve results because in the relationship is an element of fear. People are afraid that their leader who is using power could not have their best interests at heart. So they do what they are told. But in this tsunami moment, in the cresting of the wave, we need people that are far more than just robotically implementing our strategies and without question, without intelligence, without creativity, without innovation. We need people who are passionately involved in what we're doing. These are the leaders who will achieve great results. These are the leaders who stop and think about the relationship, because people's trust in us as leaders starts with their experience of us. And in the social distance world, that experience could be that you are in the trenches with them, working with them to build a new future, or there is a very closed door protected by social distance. I think that leadership is defaulting in this rapid step into the fourth industrial revolution. We're starting to understand that future success lies not just in our capital investment and our ability to out-strategize a competitor. It also lies in perhaps the greatest competitive advantage we have, and that is unleashing the power and the capability of our people. But this will only happen if our people trust us. And they'll only learn to trust us if we spend time and energy building the relationship. Building that relationship where they believe that their leader is in the trench with them, has their best interests at heart. When people are under pressure and stressed, their thinking is limited. But when people can lean back and trust that the environment, even though it is difficult, is as safe as it can be for now, because their leader has their backs. In these moments, the possibility of a great morning after emerges. I want to encourage you that as we move over this wave, as we move through the crisis that's in front of us, that we need to start really appreciating that leadership first is about the relationship. Yes, we need to have strategies, but if they don't trust us, those strategies will just be robotically implemented. When people are motivated and they're fired up because they really trust their leader, the leader gains this marvelous power of influence. And the morning after could be a glorious thing. With this video, there is a little worksheet which we'd encourage you to work through. It's some thought starters around how you could build this relationship in the morning after context. And until we see each other again, I wish you well.